Hello everyone, JenniferMaker here. Today I've got a whole sleigh full of Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs, and every single one is fun, fast, and incredibly affordable to make. Seriously, these are like boutique craft fair pieces, but they're just a few dollars. And because I know you love to put your own creative twist on things, I'm also showing you ways to elevate each project using scraps, tools, and materials that I think you probably already have. These little upgrades make your decor look custom, polished, and way more expensive than it actually is. But that can be our secret, right? Now you're going to hear me mention lots of project numbers from my free design library. Don't worry about jotting anything down. I will put a full list with links in the video description so you can browse them later on. You can just sit back, relax, and get inspired. All right? So let's jump in because I think you are going to love these. My first DIY are these adorable framed ornaments. These sweet little hanging ornaments start with the Crafter Square frames. These are wood frames. They come in a 4-pack in the craft aisle. And then you do things like add ribbons, bells, greenery, all that sort of thing. Here are the little bells that come from the Dollar Tree. And here is some ribbon. There's lots of different kinds of ribbon. And then these are actually right inside here. You can see that this little snowman here, he's just sort of suspended in there, which I think creates the magic of this ornament. And here's a little Christmas tree, right? These are made from cardstock. Cardstock scraps that I bet you have, right? If you don't have that, you could just print them out, right? And then a little bit of thread or fishing wire. They sell thread at Dollar Tree. And if you want to make these exact designs, this is design number 775 in my free library. And that's it. It's so simple to make, and you've got a darling ornament in minutes. This is our super easy holiday sign. This sign looks way more upscale than it should for what we paid. We used a gold rectangle charger plate, which is what this is, wrapping paper, Mod Podge, ribbons, foliage, and a little glitter cardstock for the lettering. This is a simple project with big wow factor, and I love how it turned out. Now, I want to note that we used a combination of hot glue and E6000, as the hot glue did not want to stick very securely to the front of the trays. So we used the hot glue just to keep it in place while the E6000 set. This is number 3. This is the round door hanger, because these charger plates, they just make fantastic front door signs too, right? So this is like a round door hanger, essentially, made from the charger plate, using various garlands that you can get at Dollar Tree, and wired ribbon, and a little bit of foliage, sprigs, whatever. And the decoration on the front here is permanent vinyl. Now, I made this sign a few years ago, and it's project number 346 in my free library. And there is a full step-by-step on how to make this one too. This is one of my favorite Dollar Tree DIYs, and it's held up really well over the years, considering that it cost me less than $10 to make. And let me just show you what these chargers look like before they're decorated. I actually have everything right here. So here is the charger. I mean, aren't these cool? I mean, I can't resist them. Like, I mean, we can use them at dinner, but I love, they're so sturdy, for these days is $1.25, not $1, but whatever. So, and then I used wired ribbon when I made these originally, but I saw in the store that they now have these bows. And that's just like $1. They have this garland, the same garland, right? And then some permanent vinyl. I mean, you have a beautiful sign. Now, one thing to keep in mind, and this is important, this is the project where I discovered how useful it is to use something like painter's tape instead of like the regular transfer tape, because this finish that's on here is it will come off with that really sticky transfer tape. So you'll want to use a much lighter way of transferring it so you don't peel off all of your paint. And I used painter's tape. Project number 4, giant ornaments. So you have to try this one. These are so fun. Can you guess what these are made from? These are Dollar Tree bowls, 2 per ornament, all sorts of different shapes. We painted and glued them together and then dressed them up with ribbons, garlands, bells, sprigs of all sorts, plus this decorative hoop that you can see at the top here to get this really cool effect, right? Isn't this gorgeous? Now we used spray paints on these, and then when that was dry, we added chalk paint and distressed it to add dimension to the surface. We glued both halves together using both E6000 and hot glue to hold it in place while it sets. And then after you glue them, you assemble the 2 halves with more glue, and then you dress them up. Now these tags that you see here, where's my tag here? Oh yes, my tag's here. This is project 697 in my library. It's our paper bunting banners. And we increased the tag size to about 2 and 2.5 inches. So it's this kind of bowl. They're just these plastic bowls. But they come in these interesting like shapes and patterns, and then you want to spray paint them, right? Now they don't sell spray paint at Dollar Tree, but chances are you got some or can get some. And then you glue them together like this. Isn't this neat? So we used these and we used these, which are kind of cool bowls anyways. I love the color. And these, look at the texture on these, right? They're supposed to be like fake crystal or whatever, right? But this is what they look like. Look at this. Isn't this so pretty? It's just so pretty. I love it. I love the way this texture, it reminds me of like a sweater or something. You just would not, no one would think that you made this from a plastic bowl at all. All right, so this is this one. I love it. And then here's the smaller bowls. You see how it's got a really classy look? I love this. It just doesn't seem like it was made from bowls. And then this one here. I love it. So this one doesn't have the same texture, so it's more of a cleaner look, but very, very fun. Number 5 is our domed centerpiece. So this project uses the plastic plant cloche that is made for growing things, a gold charger plate, felt snow, plastic figurines, foliage, all from Dollar Tree. The designs that we used in here are projects number 440 and 771. Again, I will drop all of our free project numbers into the description for you so you don't have to remember them. Now, I want to, I think I can actually give you a little bit of a closer look inside here. Now, this is what we did, but you could do whatever you wanted because it just lifts right up, right? So we have our cone trees, which you can see on our mantle back there. It's just cardstock. We have some little figurines. They sell little plastic figurines at Dollar Tree. And then this is our gingerbread house gift box, or advent calendar, or whatever you want to use it for. So this is actually 2 different ones. So these are made of cardstock and these are just plastic. You can put whatever you want in here. You could fill them with ornaments, right? You could do anything, right? What is important about this idea is this part. This is just really fun way to show something off for the holidays. So get creative about what you put inside here. Now, I do want to note that hot glue and this plastic here do not mix. This is a very thin plastic and it will melt it. So don't try to do that because then you just have to go back and get another one. But yeah, I think that this is a fun project and I love it. And I love that we can make something this large, right? That's always what, like, I love small, cute things too, but the idea that we can get something from Dollar Tree and make something that is on this scale is always amazing to me. Project number 6 are candle votives. For these, we use the LED votive candles. So there's tall ribbed ones and short ribbed ones. And then there's iridescent glass candle holders and pencil cups, right? Iridescent ones, which I think is so much fun. So this is such a nice, simple, sweet project. This is just some cardstock that's cut, right? This is, I believe, this one is from project number 784, our village shadow box, which is also, I believe, this one too. Look at how pretty this is. Isn't this lovely? And this, in this case, the cardstock is inside here. And this is LED, so we can do this, right? And then these stars on this one, so sweet. This is the iridescent pencil cup. And this is the iridescent candle holder. And so, and these stars and these Christmas trees are from our Quick Cricut Wrapping Ideas project, right? Which is number 787. So that is significant. And I want you to pay attention to that, what I just said, because those projects were never intended to be used with these candle votives, but so many times we can take inspiration from one idea and another thing that we want to make and push them together and create beautiful things. Yeah, so this actually has fairy lights inside. They sell fairy lights at Dollar Tree. And then there's also like it turns on and off here, and some of them have integrated lights, other ones don't. So they sell these just like, you know, the short tea lights, they sell those at Dollar Tree too. So you don't have to decorate them with the cardstock, but I think it really elevates them to new levels. Like not just something that, you know, it's totally fine to just take the different components and put them together, totally fine. But you know me, I love to make things like this. So, and we'll move on to the next one. It looks like this. Isn't it adorable? All right, so the gingerbread gift box. These use the clear scalloped containers from Dollar Tree, which look like this, which are actually really nice containers. I like them, I like the scallops. And then we dress them up at the bottom with cardstock, and the design from project number 773, our gingerbread pop-up card. But as you can see, we just use part of it, right? And then you can put whatever you want inside. We added an oven mitt, whisk. These we added, they're not from Dollar Tree. We got them somewhere else, but they weren't expensive. They're from Amazon, I think. Or you can put whatever you wanted. I will note though that this sugar cookie mix, I'm pretty sure that came from Dollar Tree though. So you could actually get quite a number of things from the Dollar Tree if you wanted to make a gift basket like this. And you know, you don't have to do the little gingerbread at the bottom, but like I said, it really adds something special to it that you wouldn't get just, you know, with just the plastic container, but it's totally fine too to just do that. There are holiday mirrors. These simple mirrors from Dollar Tree can be turned into a fun decoration or a gift with a little vinyl. I use the designs from projects 667, 690, and 783. These are so fun and easy to make, and you can use them as coasters for like drinks at a party or trays for a candle, right? Something like that. So super simple and easy. This is glitter vinyl here. This is also glitter. This is actually, everything is glitter. Everything is glitter. And this is a great scrap buster project. It really is. Using either the Dollar Tree snow globe, which is just this, and this actually just twists off and you can fill it up, or using a mason jar, also from Dollar Tree, you can make snow globes. The first way you can do it is just filling it with like water or baby oil, and there's other ways to do it too, and some glitter that you can get at Dollar Tree, and you get this really nice, simple one, really fun project. I've seen several people make this, and there's a little figure in there that you can get from Dollar Tree, or using the mason jar, and again, there's glitter in there, and you can see the glitter swirling around in there with our little gnome. Everything in here came from Dollar Tree. The ribbon came from Dollar Tree too. Yep, and then, or if you don't want to use any liquid at all, you can just put in, this is a little Christmas tree that we made from another project, and inside is faux snow, which they sell at Dollar Tree. And then this cardstock base, which you don't have to have, right? But it's really cool because it turns it into a gift box. And yeah, so I have a whole tutorial on how to make these, and I will link that in the description. But they're really fun, they're really easy, and it's cool that we can make our own snow globes, and not just, because snow globes can be very expensive. All right, project number 10 is an older project, but a favorite. And it is our snowman. And this is, have you seen this before? This is made from Dollar Tree items. We actually use these glass globes that they sell in the floral aisle to create both halves of our snowman. Right? And we actually put them one upside down, just like we do like with the big ornaments, right? Now we do glitter the inside first to get this glitter effect, which I think is super cute. And let me give you a close-up look of it. And I have an entire YouTube tutorial on how to make these little guys. So the hat is actually made of cardstock, and I show you how to make that. And the face and the buttons are all vinyl. And it's not difficult. You'll have to glitter the globes first before you do it, before you assemble it. You can actually put lights in there too. And this project has been so popular that I actually made a second version of it. They were very difficult to find at Dollar Tree. This was a very popular project when I first brought it out, and people couldn't find them and they were frustrated. So we actually made another tutorial where using the glass bowls that you can get on Amazon. They're more money, but they're more reliable, right? That's the thing about Dollar Tree, is that you can go to one store and find a bunch of things, and then you go to the next store and they're not there, and vice versa, right? Things go in and out of stock. People will buy up all of the, of one thing. Like when I was doing my snow globe project, I bought the whole box of snow globes, right? This totally happens when people have a project. So sometimes it can be difficult to find things, right? You guys might know what I'm talking about. This one has its light though. See, the light. Okay, let me give you a close-up of this one because it's a little bit different. We did change it as we made it. So this one actually has, let me turn this light on so you can see it then. This one has a scene in its belly, and you can just use the Dollar Tree figurines and the little bottle brush trees that they use, but we show you how to glitter so that you can see inside his belly to make that. All right, project number 11 are our light up gift boxes. These are made from Jenga blocks, glue, ribbon, and fairy lights. So nice and simple. Let me give you a close-up of them. These are made from Jenga blocks, which look like they're just these little, they're not called Jenga blocks, they're called tumbling tower game, but they're sold at Dollar Tree. You can use these Jenga blocks, these little wood blocks, to make all sorts of shapes. And we decided to make little gift boxes, and wrap them up so they're very substantial. They're not going to just fall over on you. And you can wrap them any way you want using the ribbon that you get there. And then you can get some fairy lights, which they sell right there. They're just LED, so no big deal. And then you get this cool effect. Isn't this neat? I love this. So yeah, there's the blocks. And here's an example of the kind of ribbon that you might be able to use, right? You can get really creative with this. You could, in fact, combine this project with our gift wrapping ideas and create cool shapes and stuff. Now, these don't have the little lights in them, so you can just do them nice and simple if you want to. All sorts of different ways to do this. Project 443, but really very easy to do, really very easy to do. So project number 12 is the Merry and Bright sign. It's made from blank canvases, these black sort of chalkboard-ish tags that they have at Dollar Tree, garland, the foliage, and then to make the words themselves, we used permanent vinyl, right? So a very sweet, very classy sign. I love this. I bring this one out to display every year because I think it looks so good. And this is project number 443. So this design is in there if you would like to make it or make something like it. These are our stacked books. They are made from wooden crates that are painted, decorated with vinyl, and then we added some ribbon and some little sprigs. The designs are in project 443, so nice and easy, but isn't this cool? These are the little wooden crates, but they look like books because they have this sort of paneling look on the edge, right? So we just made them look like little books. Nice, simple, sweet little craft. Doesn't take up a lot of room, but looks really classy, I think. So this is a Santa bucket, and which they sell at Dollar Tree. And these are foam balls, also sold at Dollar Tree. Now, the foam balls don't look like snowballs, you know, on their own. We actually use glitter Mod Podge, which they do sell at Dollar Tree, and instant snow. You know, I have seen it there, but I think it's a lot less reliable. So the instant snow wouldn't be a Dollar Tree thing there. But you also don't have to make them look like this. You could just keep them as foam, make them nice and simple, right? They have the, see if I have them on my table, but I don't. But yeah, they sell the little craft foam balls. Now, they come like, it's like 3 or 4 to a pack, so you might need more than, you know, just $1's worth. Just keep that in mind. But I like this effect. Isn't this neat? So again, glitter Mod Podge and instant snow. First you cover it in the instant snow, let it dry, and then you coat it in the glitter Mod Podge to get this textured snowy look. And it totally, pretty convincing. And then on the front of this, you see here we have used vinyl to decorate the front, and it says handmade snowballs, 50 cents. So normally this bucket looks like this, which is pretty cool on its own, really. So we're just sort of dressing up a Santa bucket into something, because that's what's fun about doing this, is that yes, we can just use it the way that it is, or we can get creative and do something different, right? I don't want all my snowballs to fall off. So that's that project. All right, and then let me give you a close-up look at these sweet little, this is vintage inspired milk glass. So these are glass vases. They're painted, and then we added vinyl and some string and some little, you know, fake pine cones. And aren't they just so sweet, right? So they're just glass vases that you can get at Dollar Tree, but they're really, I think they're really pretty. And they're not, you know, they're, as you can see, they're different shapes, right? But because we painted them and decorated them in a similar way, they look like they all go together. And again, this is project 443. I will set those over here. All right, so we are now up to, I think, project 15. And for the next 3 that I'm about to show you, these are going to be transfer projects. All right, so I'm going to share a few transfer projects. These use sublimation or infusible ink to transfer the designs right onto them permanently. So it's very, very cool. All right, our first one is a blanket. This is a holiday blanket that was being sold at Dollar Tree, and we used just really simple black sublimation ink or infusible ink to transfer a personalized message onto it. So this is great for having at a party, giving it as a gift, right? Either just as decoration or as a gift. And if you're not familiar with this type of transfer, this is a permanent transfer. There's no edges or anything like that. It goes right into the surface. So if I hold this up, you will see that it's not like sitting on top of it, it's just a part of it, right? So it's really permanent, and you can't feel anything. All you feel is the blanket, right? So this is the holiday blanket, and it's all polyester, right? So it's really easy for this type of transfer to work. And the next project, so this is 15, I think, 15, right? And they had some different designs there too. And then the next one is pillowcase. So they sell these satin pillowcases at Dollar Tree, and they're not satin though, that's just it. They are just a polyester. Here we go. They're a polyester, which means that they take our sublimation or our infusible ink really, really well. So you can make holiday pillowcases. And this design here that we've used, This is from an older project, and I will put the design link. It is number 332. I'll put it in the description just like everything. I think we use both 332 and 665 for this one. And there's beautiful snowflakes. Aren't they pretty, like stained glass? And then the third one, project number 18, are holiday washcloths. And I'm just going to set these aside so we can see them nice and clear. All right, holiday washcloths. Aren't these so cute? A little penguin, a little owl, a little polar bear, and a little fox. So these are microfiber cloths that Dollar Tree sells. Microfiber is a type of polyester, right? It is polyester, and it loves the sublimation and infusible ink. Now we use sublimation ink to get these beautiful 4-color designs, but you could use infusible ink, which you can just cut by hand with a craft knife, by the way, if you haven't ever tried that before. So you don't even have to have a machine or printer to do infusible ink. And this is project number 562. Aren't they so adorable? I love these. And again, I'm just giving you examples of what you could put onto these. You could put whatever you wanted, whatever you wanted. Okay, we'll set these here. That was number 18. All right, so we have 2 more to go. And I have to find, oh. There's so many projects that like there's one back here that I have to grab. It's bigger. All right. It is our wreath. Which looks like this, right? So, I mean, normally you would have to pay quite a bit more than you would do from a DIY at Dollar Tree. So that's what's cool about it. Okay, let me do an overhead here. You can see how pretty this is. So this wreath is made from the frame, wreath frame that you can get from Dollar Tree. See, you kind of see that underneath there a little bit. Though it's metal. So it's a round wreath frame from Dollar Tree. And then we took the garland that you can buy there and we added it to the front to fill it out, put in some pretty poinsettias. And this is far less than a wreath would normally cost. The full tutorial on how to make this is at project number 444. There's also a Dollar Tree Christmas tree there as well, if you would like to make that. So it's maybe like this tall, and it even has a little tree skirt, and we personalized the tree skirt as well. So yeah, so this is number 19, our wreath. And then our last project that I want to show you today is the Cardinal Remembrance vase. So this is a project I did a few years ago, and it uses a Dollar Tree vase, which just this columnar vase, and we added permanent vinyl to it. But as you can see, adding the permanent vinyl really, really elevates it quite a bit. And this is a remembrance vase, and the words at the top say, "No one is truly lost who," let me read that right. "No one is truly lost when they remain in the hearts and minds of those who love them." Right? And I made this when my uncle passed away about 5 years ago now. So 4 to 5 years ago. Isn't it beautiful? So, and it's black vinyl and red vinyl, and this is project number 359. And there's a tutorial for this one. It isn't difficult. The only thing that's tricky about it is that these letters are quite tiny. So we do show you how to do that. All right. And there we have it, 20 creative holiday projects, all made with inexpensive Dollar Tree finds, plus a few things that you might already have in your craft room. Now, I would love to answer questions that you might have, because we just went through 20 projects and I'm sure you have some. Just keep in mind that, you know, you're probably going to ask me, could I use this instead of that? I may not know the answer. I haven't tested every variation that's out there, but maybe I have an idea. So I'm going to answer some questions and then we'll wrap up. Okay, let's see here. There's so many things on my project right now. We need to fix this so it looks better. So many things on my desk. That's what I meant to say. All right, that's okay-ish. All right, let's see here. Darlene says, the mirrors look great. How would you display them? So I think that they are best displayed just sitting on a flat surface like I have displayed them here. But we actually do have a tutorial where we took Dollar Tree mirrors and they're hanging, they're actually, in one case, they're propped up against my mantle, but you could also hang them on the wall because they do sell some mirrors with frames and a way to hang them too. So it really depends on what you're going to do with them, how you might want to display them. You know, you could definitely get creative there. The Claybrook family says, what is the font on the tags for the large bowl ornaments? That font is called Brenson Charlotte. So Brenson, Charlotte, Charlotte. I will put that information in the description for you as well, so you don't have to like remember it. All right. Brenda says, how did you get the lights in the Jenga box? The Jenga, this one. So we put the wood blocks together in a cube shape first, glue them, wrap the lights around it, and then wrap it up. So this ribbon is pretty transparent, as you can see. It's just ribbon, right? So you're just seeing the lights through the ribbon, but the lights are wrapped around the wood block just before it's wrapped up in ribbon. So it might seem complicated, but it's not at all. And there is a tutorial on this one, including a video, so that you don't have to guess either. Sherry says, where do you put the design on the blanket? You put it where you want it. That said, if you're going to drape it over the arm of a couch or chair, then you're going to want your design to be on a corner, not like smack dab in the middle. On the other hand, you know, if you're going to be like wrapping yourself up in it, you know, or laying the whole thing across the back of a couch, you might want it in the middle. So you really have to think about, how will this blanket be used, right? I tend to put my designs on blankets in the corners because then I can fold them and you can see the design still. I like to put blankets over the corners of like arms and that sort of thing. That's my typical way of displaying a blanket. How do you put the very top on the large globes? With glue. So plastic doesn't really like glue that much. Like you probably already know this. So we like to use a glue called E6000, which will bond plastic, but it does take a little while to set. So what we often will do is use E6000 to get a nice strong bond, but we'll use a little hot glue too to keep it in position so it doesn't like fall while it's setting, right? So yeah, so E6000 with optionally a little hot glue to keep it in position. And then, you know, gravity is doing the rest, right? It's just sitting there, you're not disturbing it for a while, and it's gluing in place. Darlene asks if you can use HTV on the blanket, and yes, you certainly can. Of course, there's no reason why you can't. Just keep in mind it's polyester, so polyester can melt. All right, so you just want to make sure that your heat is not too high. You can use, if you're using a Cricut Easy Press, you can use their heat guide to do that. I have put HTV on those blankets before without a problem. Karen asks if I can use press and seal as well as painter's tape when placing vinyl on the charges. Yes, so long as that press and seal is sticky enough to pick up your vinyl and keep it in position without moving it, would be totally fine. Absolutely. Darlene says, can you put water and fresh flowers in those vases? Yes, you absolutely can. Totally. You can use these vases as vases instead of just a simple decorative item. Did I use chalk paint on the white vases? Yes, this is chalk paint on them to get this pretty matte look. So, and we painted just on the inside a little bit here too, so that if you looked at them from the downward, you can see there's a little bit on the lip, but there's no reason that would prevent you from putting some water in here and putting a pretty flower in there as well. What are the handles made from on the ornaments? They are made from, I think I have it here. Yes, right here. Let me give you an overhead. these doorknob hangers from Dollar Tree. They have like must be like plastic in here. It's quite strong though. And yeah, so it's decorative too, right? And that's like a nice bonus. So yeah, we're using these to create the handles, and they're strong enough that they're not gonna just break on you. So yeah, just doorknob hangers from Dollar Tree, which I think actually they're very pretty. I like these. All right. What hooks would you use for the charger plate door hangers? Do I have one on the back of this? I don't think I do. Oh, yes, I remember now what I did. I'll show you. I don't know if it's the best way of doing it, but it has worked. So I simply took a really long piece of the ribbon. This is just the Dollar Tree ribbon, and I hot glued it quite a bit. So it's all around the edge here and here. So lots of points of contact. You wouldn't want just a little dab here and a little dab here, right? Because it's just hot glue on plastic. But because I put so much of it and extended it down, it doesn't have a bunch of points of failure, or it has multiple points where it's less likely to fail if it had one point, if that's the best way. And then it's just looped up here. See, just like this. But you know, there's other ways that you could do this. The simplest way might honestly be to use one of those Velcro wall hanging things. We've been using those a lot. So you just put one on the back here and the other one goes on your wall, and then you can just stick it on your wall. But it's a command strip. It's a command strip, so you can pull it to get it off. So there's more than one way to do that. They don't sell them though at Dollar Tree, and I was trying to use only Dollar Tree things when I was doing that, except for the vinyl, which, you know, they do sell at Dollar Tree, but I don't use their vinyl. What is instant snow? Is it a paint? Instant snow is a powder that you add water to, and it gives a snow-like effect to things. So some people will call it flocking, and they put it on Christmas trees, on wreaths, that sort of thing. It's the powdery stuff that makes a mess everywhere is basically what it is. So if you touch it, you know, your hands are powdery. That is instant snow or flocking. That's an older term for it. Let's see here. Some people are suggesting putting a hole in the plate before you decorate it. I'm not sure the best way to do that, but if you have a way of doing it, that would absolutely work, yes. I just don't know, you know. Like I see someone asking if a crop a dial would work to punch it out, and I don't have one of those, so I don't know. Marissa says, do all of these have a tutorial? No. Maybe a third to a half do, however. Anything that I thought was complicated. So the snowman, the snowballs, the sign here. We have tons of tutorials on our sublimation and infusible ink, so we've got that stuff. We have a tutorial on how to put vinyl on mirrors, the charging plate, the books, the vase. What we don't have tutorials on are the big ornaments, the charger with the wrapping paper in it, and this one, because mostly it's just a little paint and a little glue. Really, that's it. So I will put some notes in the description for you though, if you feel lost about how to do them. Really, my purpose today is to inspire you to think outside the box about how you could use inexpensive things to make really cool, fun things. It's really fun to craft with Dollar Tree things because it's not costly, and if you make a mistake, you can just say it's a learning experience, right? Let's see. Did you seal the vases after the chalk paint? Nope, they're not sealed. It's just painted. You can feel the texture of the paint on them. They're supposed to be vintage, so they're not supposed to look perfect, right? They're supposed to be a little bit rough. I mean, they're actually pretty good, but you can see the brush strokes in there. You can feel the texture of them on there. Also, I like that rustic look, right? You might not. So you can buy spray sealers if you really would prefer that. All right, and then will there be a replay of today? Yes. So again, what I will do is after I do a little wrap up here, I will edit all of this down. It won't be anywhere near so long, and I will focus on each project, right? So it'll be a little bit easier to watch. But you know, I can't answer your questions live when I do that either. So this is fun, a fun way to do this and to show all of these awesome projects that we have here. All right, so I asked you to vote. Are you guys ready? Hopefully you remember your number. If you don't remember your number, then just, you know, use the words. Let me know in the chat, what is your favorite of these projects? And or which one you would like to make the most. You can decide how you want to answer it. And I would love to see your answers. These are all really fun. These are all really fun projects. They're not difficult to do. And I guess I should put a little, to remind you of all of our projects, let me put more of them out here. Our snow globe, our pretty little ornaments here. I'll just kind of prop this up here. Oops, that's backwards, I think. Our little frame ornaments. Okay. Snowman, snow globe, vintage. I'm reading them all out. The lighted packages, the ornaments, the snowman, the cardinal vase, the merry and bright sign. Let's bring this up here so we can see that, which is right here. The charger centerpiece, the snowball bucket, which I'm now hiding. The gift box, the stacked books. I see lots of them. I see, I'm not seeing a clear winner quite yet. The charger sign, Remembrance vase, the Let It Snow door hanger, the blanket. I think I see a vote for every single one of them right now. All of them, but I'll start with the snowman. The snowman is indeed a favorite. It was such a favorite that we've done it twice. So, you know, that wouldn't surprise me at all if the snowman was up there for sure. The large ornaments, aren't these just so fun? I mean, look at that. It's just so fun. I love these. I love these. I'm really going to make some of those. Yep. Okay, well, I would say that our ornaments are number 2 based on the comments here. There you have it, 20 creative holiday projects, all made with inexpensive Dollar Tree finds, plus a few things that you might have in your craft room. Remember, I will put all of the free designs, the printables, the links to tutorials in the description of this video, so you can go check there if you want specific details on how something was made. Okay, and that includes what design we made, what size we might have, like sometimes we resize things, and what fonts we use too. And if you have questions, you are welcome to leave them in the comments and we'll do our very best to answer them. And if you have ideas for other projects that you might like to learn how to make from Dollar Tree items, let me know, because we're always looking to you for ideas on what you'd like to make. And that's it for today. Until next time, this is JenniferMaker reminding you to craft the life you love.